Oh. We have enough here. Training grounds. So we can make Lyrian arbalists, which is, it looks like the better version of the previous arbalists. Damage a unit by the number of other... Whoa, hold on. Loyal. Damage a random enemy. Okay, these guys are amazing. So damage a unit by the number of other cards on its row. So if you've got a stacked row, putting this guy down does a lot of damage. And whenever you use his ability, he'll just shoot a random unit for 2 damage. Play the top Blitz unit from your deck. And summon all copies of this unit. It'd be interesting to have a pure Rivian pikeman deck. But I feel like that would backfire on me incredibly. Okay, so we're maxed out, so there's no real point in making anything else, at least until we can afford it. It'd be fun to do a pikeman swarm. The only problem is it would summon them, which would bring them to the field. So I'd have to have 2 unit types that work like the pikemen. So effectively, first round pure pikeman spam, second round alternate unit spam.
Many trees we've felled, my lady. Might you have need of them? So, take whatever your heart desires. They call themselves strays. Well, we'll treat them like strays. We build a bridge, brick by brick. A 1, a 2, the pillar grows thick. To an air no bandits here. Not surprising neither, for we'd chase them off with our hatchets, we would. We build a bridge, brick by brick. A 1, a 2, the pillar grows thick.
I really like this game. It's super charming. I mean, obviously, grumble at the tutorial, but I mean, it'll change. Discovering signposts unlocks the ability to fast travel, allowing you to move between them at any time on your regional map. Wait. Oh, this is one just giant freaking map. Oh, this isn't so bad then, unless there's multiple maps. But I thought these were like different instance zones that we could go to, but no. We're just on one ginormous singular map. I like that. That's quite a charming song. Gives life to the area. I mean, this is CD Projekt Red. They know how to world build real freaking well. I do hope they move away from the Witcher series, like Cyberpunk, for example, just so they don't have the author breathing down their neck for the next couple decades.
The masks they wear. Have you seen them? They've fangs, snouts, horns. Like a right proper nightmare. Your Majesty, I beg of you, thrash them bandits, please. Scared to step out into me own fields, I am. To raise an hand against the Queen? These hounds hold nothing sacred.
Recruits.
Soon, Queen and retinue arrived at Hawkesburn. The men stationed there they found standing at attention, baking under the blistering noonday sun.
Oop. I'm not clicking on this. There we go.
Your Majesty, Count Caldwell.
Stand at ease, Sergeant, and report.
The local peasants we've rounded up in the yard, Your Grace. Expect they might have lent the bandits aid. Yet our courtesy hadn't inspired them. They haven't peeped a word. Might it please Your Grace to summon the hangman? He ties a noose for them, should have them jabbering right quick.
I'll speak to them first.
Your Majesty, for the Queen to question commoners, why, it's simply not proper.
Whom for? I shan't be stripped of crown and titles for it, so no impediment do I see. Lead me to them.
Bow low for your sovereign, Her Majesty, Queen Meve of Lyria and Rivia.
Ha' mercy, Your Grace. We bear no guilt, we simple folk.
Calm your hearts, good folk. Though your queen I may be, you are subjects, not slaves.
Meve extended a hand, the royal ring gleaming upon it. Unfamiliar with protocol, a pleb gripped it firmly and gave it a shake as hearty as a good scrub in the tub.
My, we shall be addressing one another by name afore long.
This is an outrage! Guards! Grab him!
I've all in hand, Caldwell.
Forgive me, Your Grace. I'm not accustomed, no how.
Nonsense. You've a firm grip, a spry handshake, and a bold spirit I can respect. What do they call you, man?
Helmer, son of Florence.
Delighted, Helmer. Now understand me, man. I am in dire straits and in need of your aid. So please, answer my queries in full and forthrightly. The bandits, whom do they follow?
Him, milady. We seen him. No name, just an odd title. The Duke of Dogs, they call him.
My, a blue-blood thoroughbred mutt. Where are he and his hounds bound? Did he say?
That recall, Imogen? What do you name? A Gleeton or something?
Clayton. Lord Clayton. His estate lies to the south.
Sound the horns. Have the men form up. We march at once.
Milady! Harbour no ire for the Duke. He's a good man. Gave us proper brass for the welcome we gave him. Shared what grub he had.
Shut it, louts. The Queen's had her say. Your Grace, your orders. What are we to do with them?
Leave them be? I mean, like, I feel like just running around as kind of jerk Queen McGillicuddy is not going to pay out well for us. And if we get the whole recruits per battle thing, then that solves resources.
Leave them be. The harvest draws close. Hard work. They'll have their hands full.
Oh, milady, thanks be to you, thanks be. I pray Mother Melita lay watch over your kind heart.
Pray she watches over yours. Should I hear of you sheltering bandits again, of you lying to my officers, I shall return and put torch to every hut, field and orchard. Understood.
Meve set off toward Lord Clayton's estate at a gallop, her mount knocking the peasants aside as it kicked up a cloud of dust. The folk of Hawkesburn spoke of the royal visit long after, albeit ever behind closed doors and in hushed tones.
Notice boards are a great source of information about what's happening in the area. Clicking on them will cause markers to appear on a regional map, showing you where to find places of interest. Yes. Okay, new markers added. So, puzzle. Point of interest. Puzzle. Stuff. Cool. But yeah, to give reference for what had happened, the villagers had been harboring bandits, like, in town. And lying to the guards about them and, like, several things. So it's not entirely crazy for her to, like, snap at them like that, but yeah, it was a little much.
What is this, Reynard? Bandits attacking royal tax collectors in broad daylight.
They shall pay dearly, Your Grace.
They shall indeed. And not only they. Rot has crept into Lyria, Reynard. My kingdom has been poorly kept.
Okay, my queen, a stray of Spala, was found inside the dwelling. He was wounded during the siege on Hawkesburn, and then abandoned by his comrades. The location of the spoils he's offered to share. Should we save his life? Well, we're already... The morale can't drop any further. But we could switch it by hanging him and maybe find the thing anyway? Let's go. By a cur of this sort, I will not be bribed. Hang him. Okay, so that just sets us back to neutral. I'll be able to find treasure chests on my own, or who knows. Right, we wanted to talk to this man. Your Grace, 2 of your subjects humbly request aid. Yarplek and Wilmer, they call themselves. Seems a wagon's axle is snapped, and they're in a hurry to the market. What are your orders? Let's see. So we can help them fix it, and we gain money. Or better morale. Nah, let's just have them fix it. So we've got little, like, kind of decision-y things like that. Neat.
That rumble. What is it?
Look out! Rockslide!
I have to battle a Rockslide. In a flash, Maynard leapt from Meve, wrestling the queen from her saddle, or wresting her from her saddle. Had he arrived a moment later, Meve would have met her fate under a massive boulder. Alas, she was not yet free from danger. The entire escarpment had begun to collapse onto the road, along with the temple wall that stood atop it. The screams of crushed and dying soldiers cast a somber shadow upon the queen. Yet she needed to collect her wits and act quickly to establish control of the unit. Destroy the boulders. So it's a puzzle, special rules, shortened battle. Only 1 round. Okay, follow the main objectives to win the puzzle or battle. Interesting. Okay, so only lasts 1 round. Some battles are subject to special rule sets, where strength alone is not enough to win. To be victorious, you must complete specific goals. On the exploration map, such battles are marked with a puzzle icon. In this particular puzzle battle, your goal is to destroy all the boulders before they reach Meve's row.
The bluff crumbles! Fall back! Save yourselves!
Your Grace, the wagon. We can use it as cover. Forward. We must move it forward.
Okay.
What now?
You're far fewer than I presumed. Summon your comrades, damn it! Chop chop! Before I reach for my whip.
1 boat's all I need.
Okay. Now, we don't have any special ability because she's there.
Give me a time.
Oh, they deal damage equal to the number of people on the row. Well, that makes this easier. End my turn. Do enough damage on its own. Oh, because it counts the.
Use the wagon now.
It counts the boulder as a unit on its row for extra damage. It's like, what? I only have 4 units there. Okay.
We've come through, Reynard. I thank you.
The boulder's falling towards me. I better shoot it with arrows. Oh, so we do actually get Meve as a fighter.
The buttress is doubtless damaged by something.
Or someone. There's naught we can do here. We ride on.
Okay. So we are here. I'm just going to keep wandering around grabbing as many resources as I can. I want to do more of those puzzles. Hopefully it stops holding my hand after a certain point.
A peasant cart, loaded with a heap of hay, came rattling down the road from the opposite direction.
Clear the road!
Bellowed Count Caldwell, standing in his stirrups.
Make way for your queen!
The peasants obediently turned their cart into the roadside nettles. As she passed, Meve glanced towards it and froze. Atop the hay bale lay a badly wounded man gripped by fever. The thick, sweet stench of rot wafted from his bandaged legs.
Gods. Who did this to him?
Meve asked.
Bandits?
Nay, milady,
replied the cartman.
'Twere a beast. Out to the east, down Wetterton way, lies a boneyard, old as the elves, they say.
The peasant continued.
Clayton was setting snares round about there. Came running back to us, drenched in blood, rattling on about a long-haired wench come climbing out a grave. We's taken him to the good sisters of Melitele here on Bridge. Perhaps they can help him.
I'm certain they can. And will.
Replied the queen. Though just looking at the wounded wretch, she knew he'd expire before nightfall.
God speed you on your journey.
The queen whistled, and her mare resumed its trot.
Shall I send for a witcher, your grace?
Caldwell asked.
One of those freaks should make short work of the monster.
Until we apprehend the bandits, I shan't allow a single soul to leave our company. even on such an important mission as finding a Witcher.
Meve replied.
Any who did would be captured at once. But, if fate brings us near Wetterton, perhaps we'll see to this monstrous harridan ourselves.
Your Grace, we've only just fought beasts and scarcely escaped with our lives. This she-beast will take a silver sword. Magic formulae.
Yet a dozen arbalists will have to suffice.
The Queen said, calmly but firmly.
And please, Caldwell, do stiffen your spine a bit. Now onward.
Here ends the main part of the tutorial. From now on, you're on your own. Yes! Okay. So, let's pull up that map. I saw puzzle. We going puzzles. Looks like it's either an elf or like a weird goblin man. Oh, wait, no, it's the weird fish people. I recognize them. Okay. Meve stood on the banks of Badger Run, a modest river with strong current and dark reputation. Fishing boats were overturned, clothes ripped, and clothes ripped from the hands of washerwives. Children playing on the bank swept away in a flash. The locals have long suspected that something malicious resides underneath those raging waters, and eliminate all drowners. Do not let any allies die. It takes 1 damage to turn an event into an even into an odd. Interesting. Okay, only 1 round. Okay. Every turn on turn start, if this unit's power is even, switch rows and damage all units on the opposite row by 2. Okay, so we've got Crushing Trap, Spying Resilient, Deploy. Put the power of each unit on this row to the average of all units' power, then destroy self. Decoy. Return an ally from the battlefield to hand. War Wagon. Spawn 2 light infantry on the right. Okay. Okay. So the Wagenberg was no good. What if I put it here? Nope. So, opposite row. Gotcha. I understand how this works. So we could do the War Wagon. I could do the Arbalist, but he takes some damage. I wonder if it rounds down or rounds up. But I want to do the Arbalist almost last.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Okay. This is tough. So how do you do this? Because the crushing trap's not going to help anything. Let's see, return a dude. Decoy only works, though. Decoy's an ability. I can't return one of them. Unless... Oh, I see. You have to right-click to unselect one of these.
Arbalist at your command.
Okay, so we want to shoot him. Okay, so hint worked out for me. Now, we should do the Wagenberg. I have an idea. Okay. So I'm gonna put down the arbalist again. We're gonna shoot this drowner. Okay. I'm gonna put the wagon bird down. Oh, but I can't use any abilities. Nope, I screwed up. Yeah, that didn't work. Okay, so I can hit some of them. We gotta get the wagon bird down, but we gotta do it at the right time. We also have the light infantry, which should be used to power the wagon bird to kill the lot of them. Lyria! Okay, so that'll hit that guy. Okay, so he takes some damage, but it's not so bad. Now, I don't want to do the crushing trap. I could put the Wagenberg there. Which means it's... Oh, no, it doesn't work. Because he dies. Yeah, so the Wagenberg restarts. Okay. I got it. So, start with him. Shoot the Drowner. End turn. Okay, then we've got to decoy this guy. End turn. Okay, so then we want to put the Wagenberg in the back. End turn. Okay, then we want to do War Wagon.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Okay, so I could do 3 damage, which means shoot this row. Kills one of them. Okay, question. I've got 7 units. Sum total is... What is this? Order, move to another road. Death Wish. Lyria! So that kills that guy. End turn. They don't move. Doesn't do anything, I think. And I lose, because I didn't actually kill them. That's frustrating, because you can't directly attack. Okay. So we got close, but we have to have the arbalist next to the Wagenberg.
Arbalist to your command.
To have it shoot. Okay, bring him back. This is tough. Because I effectively... Well, hold on. Because the problem is I have to get all of them together. It'd be nice if you could kind of go to and from rounds. Okay, so we've got the Wagenberg there. Try the crushing trap. On the lot of them. Okay. End turn. Do we want to do the arbalist? Or do we do the war wagon? Which makes it do 3 damage. Oh, perfect. We got it. We got this. Because he's gonna be 1, but he's not gonna flip, at which point we just kill him. There we go. These are clever. Tough, but clever. Son, damned collectors stopped by Hawkesburn again, and once again we survived by the skin of our teeth. Our beloved queen can import yet another Zircanian rug. Devil's taker, I say. Gather anything of worth in the cottage and wrap it in greased sheepskin. Take it to the field, and among the sheaves bury it. These cursed collectors will just have to make do with the pittance we give them. Money! Okay, so it doesn't look like we can get over there. The one problem is, adventuring in this game is going to be a little bit hard figuring out where all of the invisible walls are going to be. Okay. Is there like a sprint button? I have no idea. It doesn't look like it. I wonder if I could use a controller to control this as well. That's the other immediate question. Hey, it's a dwarf. Yeah, she drives like a tank. A bad tank. So where... Oh, there's another farm up north. Here? Here. Now, is it this? This one. But, no. Oh, I can just click on a location. I don't actually have to drive her around. Can we... There's loot up there. Can I see that map again? Is it under inventory? Maps. Peasant's map. Okay, so it's gotta be... It's a field... It's this field. Probably. And the only sprinting is fast travel. Well, now that I know I can actually just click to move, it's not so bad. So, whatever we're looking for is, I think, in this section. There it is. You have to get real close to some of these. Okay. Congratulations, you discovered a card that can be used in the Gwent multiplayer game. Lippy Gudmund. I like those animations. I've never bothered with the... I've never bothered with the Witcher card game, Gwent or whatever. I kind of wanted to, but the problem is, in general, I just don't have the time to, like... Yeah, I don't like playing TCGs. Somebody was asking if I played, Magic the Gathering Arena. And I would like to, but I just don't have the time to grind new cards, and I don't want to spend a bunch of money to buy new cards constantly. So games like this, for example, appeal to me a lot, because I can get the full experience of the game without competing with other people, who often suck, and without having to throw more than X amount of money at the game. Which I like. Anyway.
Off to Wetterton, are ye?
Nope, same thing.
Just the folk are beyond shite.
As they neared Wetterton, the Queen ordered her company to halt. She then sent men to the town for supplies. Those sent returned more quickly than she'd assumed they would, their satchels empty, their mounts foaming at the mouth.
Your Majesty, the townsfolk have gone right mad. Herded all the elves and dwarves at Market Square. 'Tis a slaughter.
The Queen knew well that if she failed to intervene, the town's streets would flow with non-human blood. Just as she knew her meager force might not subdue an enraged crowd.
What is your command, your grace?
Reynard's question pierced the silence.
What can it be, dear friend?
Answered the Queen, then spurred her mount and rode off towards the town. Her troops followed, running as fast as their legs would carry them. When they passed inside the town gate, they saw corpses lining the gutters. Meve realized she had arrived too late to prevent a tragedy. The crowd was drunk on blood. Its rage would need to be quelled with an iron fist.
Unfortunately, this is not Lyria's first pogrom, nor its last. Although the wars between humans and elder races had ended decades past, elves and dwarves were still painfully aware how quickly rumor can turn into hatred. It does not take long before pitchforks and flails are taken to the streets, and the cobblestones are stained crimson with blood. So, it's a puzzle battle. So is this game good so far? I really like it. It's really well done. The inclusion of puzzle battles on top of regular battles, to me, is incredible. Because it gives the game a little bit more flair than just chucking the same deck at things over and over and over again. It sucks a little bit because, you know, I haven't really gotten to play the game properly.
Or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones.
Okay. On every turn, on turn start, set this unit's power equal to the number of angry mobs on this row. Interesting. So we've got Warwagon, Wagenburg, and Reynard Ordo. Okay.
Reynard, who started this? I must know. So much hatred. We must put a stop to it.
Warwagon.
Try to win them all, but you won't.
Okay.
Discipline shall bring us to strike the largest clusters. Disperse the mob.
I don't think we can kill them with this, can we? Okay.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones.
So, I'm probably gonna just have to restart this one. Let's toss the Wagenburg, because that's
Reynard,
kind of the key.
Who started this? I must know. So much hatred. We must put a stop to it.
Put the Warwagon down. End turn. I got it. I see how we're supposed to do this one. Okay, so we're supposed to attack, then deploy Reynard Ordo.
We must strike the largest clusters. Disperse the mob.
And they're... Oh. Huh.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones.
Yeah, gain armor whenever a card appears on this row. Wait, are you supposed to suicide bomb yourself?
Reynard, who started this? I must know.
I wish the
So
dialogue
much
wouldn't
hate.
repeat every... Okay, right. I can do that.
Can't take it anymore.
Okay. So damage a random enemy by 5. Vaccine is okay. Give me tips. Don't entirely tell me what to do, but if I'm missing something obvious, especially for these puzzles, I'll accept help.
Company! We must strike the largest clusters. Disperse the mob.
Let's see.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones.
You can keep moving rows. Okay.
Reynard, who started this?
Oh.
I must know.
I got it. So end turn.
So much hatred.
Right. Gotta skip the dialogue.
Try to win them all, but you won't.
Okay, end turn. Oh, but I can't move them forward. Oh. But I can do this.
We must trust each other. We must strike the largest clusters. Disperse the mob.
I didn't realize that that worked. But yeah, I guess just having them walk up into that works.
Happily, Meve restored order without suffering any losses. Reynard then learned that a nobleman's ire had triggered the violence, ire at having discovered a theft.
Suspicion fell on the non-humans he employed. He accused them, they protested, and the row soon engulfed the town. But there's something else, Your Grace.
Reynard gestured towards an aged man who stood grieving, his face in his hands.
I've witnesses who claim the strays of Sparla are the thieves.
Though the tragedy seemed the result of a misunderstanding, justice would have to be served. Those responsible for the slaughter would need to be punished.
So have the instigators hanged or order your men to whip the guilty parties. No mercy!
Your excuses I cannot accept,
said the Queen.
The vipers who called for the slaughter, they will hang. The rest...
Majesty!
A townswoman fell to Meve's feet.
Mercy, please! 'Twere words taken wrong, a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding? To don another's cape, pay out insufficient change, these are misunderstandings. What happened here was criminal, and you'll be punished as criminals.
The condemned were hanged at once, without regard to the protests of kith and kin. Those non-humans who had managed to hide and survive made a most generous donation in gold to bolster the Queen's force. I'd like to say Wetterton's small melting pot of races lived on in harmony. Yet alas, I'm not in the habit of propagating untruths.
Interesting. But I have... I want to load last save. I want to see what happens. Oh, no, we're still here. So we are stuck with whatever decision we make. Well, that's fine.